Talk me through the process. Like, what is, you said you make it traditionally. What is the traditional method of preparing bone broth?
So, first, and a lot of companies will say this, but I can just speak to ours. Like we do slow simmer it. I'll start with the sourcing. We source regeneratively. We've sourced regeneratively before it had a name. We've always said, okay, if we're going to build this company to grow, our impact is going to have to be positive, right? We don't want to contribute to this system that's harming people. We want to contribute to a system that flourishes. And so regenerative agriculture is the obvious choice for that. And so we've sourced that way. We love that it's grown. So that's the first step, right, is the inputs. Like everything that we use is the highest quality. But the process itself is beautifully artisan and it's traditional. It's what we didn't mess with it. It's what we've done for centuries, right? It's slow simmered. It's not boiled. I think people, we bring it to a boil, we clarify it, but then I think the slow simmering is what gives it that textbook culinary look. You can see through it. Yeah. Even though it gels, you can see through the product. And that is a trademark, hallmark, if you will, of a culinary product that is very high quality. It means that we have not emulsified things into the product that we don't want to be there. So it's very pure, it's very clear. And then for those who are interested in them, we do the infusion process. And so that's that turmeric, cracked pepper, thyme. For turmeric to be bioavailable, you need to have it with some sort of fat. And so we suggest that people put raw cream, butter, ghee in that, make a little bone broth latte, and have it with that cracked pepper.
Talk to me about a few of the other cool pairings you've got because it's not just for flavor and aromatics. That's the foodie in you coming out, but there's a method behind the madness here too, like medicinal compounds, complementary compounds.
Yeah, so there's a reason turmeric shows up both in our tallow line and in our bone broth line, and that freshly cracked pepper boosts the effectiveness of that curcumin 2,000%. They've proven that in multiple studies. And so making that even easier in the tallow, because we already put it in a fat for you, right? But we also, for me, and as you know, I have 6 boys, and so I'm familiar with that postpartum season. And I created products specifically to nourish during that as well. And so one of those flavors is our apple cider and bay leaf, and it has fennel in it. And fennel helps with milk production. This is allium free. So during a very sensitive digestive time, the digestive system does go under a lot of stress during pregnancy and the postpartum period. And so in that transition, it's like squished off to the side, and right. And in that transition, loving on that, nurturing that with fennel is really helpful. That apple cider vinegar as well, aiding in digestion, and then just not adding extra stress, right, with the alliums if you can't tolerate it at that time.
Very cool. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Radical Health Radio. We got a fresh new podcast for you every Wednesday. If you enjoyed the show, consider liking, subscribing, reviewing, and rating us on your podcast platform. It helps to spread this message of radical health. We'll see you next week.